Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game from Hammer's Chat, the podcast where literally anybody can join us, any old Tom, Dick and Harry. You don't even have to know anything about the game at all. And to prove that point, we've got two regulars with us here. We've got Charlie. Good morning, afternoon, evening, Charlie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, sir. And we've got a very tired Scott there who's been up half the night and I was at the game with yesterday. Hello, Scott.
How you doing? You okay?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Probably a little bit more alert than you are after your long night. But anyway, we shall crack on. Yesterday we played Manchester United. It was a 0-0 draw at Old Trafford. Charlie, was that was it the old 2 points lost or one gained?
It was a bit of both, isn't it? I think with all the injuries we had, I would consider it a point gained. But after the match, was actually seeing how we played and how many chances we did have, how many better chances we had than them as well, you could say it was 2 points lost as well.
Yeah, you might have done. I mean, we hit the bar, didn't we? Reid hit the bar with a header. You would probably say that Zarate should have scored, although he was involved twice during the build-up, so in many respects created the chance himself. And of course, what about Moses, Charlie? What was your views on that? You're probably watching it on telly, right?
Yeah, it was bound to we just keep getting injuries and can't stop. It's frustrating to say the least. The one good thing is we got to see Antonio out of it, I guess, and he played pretty well considering he's had so little game time to come on in a big match, and sort of you could see he was definitely putting in the effort at least. But we can't help ourselves. We're just getting all our attacking players injured. Doesn't matter, does it?
No, maybe not. Well, I'll throw it over to Scott. You obviously saw Antonio in the flesh yesterday. Got a good run out. What do you think, Scott?
I think he did okay. I was happy with him watching him live, and then I watched it on Match of the Day, and yeah, he did put a shift in. I'd like to see more of him, give him a bit more time, and feel part of the squad.
And obviously he came on to replace Moses. But what about when you had a good view of that, and you also had good seats yesterday, didn't you? So what about when Moses went through? Did you think he was going to pop that in?
I was running with him then. He was on my side. It was a bad miss. I know we can say that it was good goalkeeping, but yeah, no, it was a bad miss. But the thing is now, if we can get Antonio going, it does put a bit of pressure on Moses to start producing more performances like we know he can do.
Well, absolutely. Van Gaal yesterday, I don't know if you heard his comments when we were... Well, of course you heard his comments. We were in the car listening to him on the radio. When he said that we didn't really go to attack, that they had all the attack in play and that they were unlucky. What was your opinion on Manchester United?
I think, on those comments, I think he's on a different planet sometimes. I've just been watching something on Twitter, a young lad having his say on it. Hilarious. But, the Manchester United of the past had an ethos on the way that they played. And this team has no bearing on any kind of Manchester United side that I've ever seen. So negative in the last third of the field. But having said that, I think our defence, particularly Reid, nullified them.
Well, I think you've seamlessly taken us on to the next bit, because I was just about to ask Charlie. Charlie, yesterday, who was our best player and why?
Oh, Winston Reid by a country mile. He was incredible. Like, I spoke to Scott last night about the match, and I said, you look at how expensive all their front line is. They should just step up to Winston Reid, who we bought for like $3 million from... I can't even remember, it was from a Danish club, I think. And he battered them away like there was nothing there. Like, he was incredible. Every ball that was coming in, he was knocking it away. Every challenge he had to make, every block he had to make, he was on point the entire game. And the whole team played very well defensively, but Reid especially was outstanding, completely.
Well, yeah, I think somebody at the club deserves an enormous amount of credit, because his contract was expiring, wasn't it? And somebody, it just looked like he was leaving, and certainly, in my opinion, he's good enough to play for Arsenal or Manchester United or somebody like that. So to get someone like that tied down to a 5-year deal, whether it's Tony Henry, whether it's the owners, you'd have to imagine it wasn't Allardyce who was on his way out and everyone knew he was leaving anyway. Maybe that was pivotal in the decision. You don't know. But, we were very, very lucky to have him. And he's just top-notch interceptions, reading the games, athletic. Should have scored a goal. Probably should score a few more goals for how good he is in the year. But, yeah, Winston Reid, 10 out of 10, really. I'm going to throw the opposite, just to be a bit controversial, opposite over to you, Scott. Who was our worst player and why, would you think, yesterday?
I think it was an hard one, that one, because, everybody put in. I think I'm not sure on the Carroll business. I mean, we put him up with Zarate, but I don't think that worked. And we've said about having somebody playing off him. I don't think we really had an attacking option through him, which probably is a little bit unfair to him. And Moses, again, a player that I really, really like. He's either on form or he just doesn't look interested sometimes. And yesterday, I didn't see him as an attacking threat either.
No, well, I don't know. I have literally got back from Manchester just now, so I don't know how injured Moses is, but I'm sure everybody is fully aware of that. I think yesterday, but for me, he played a strong. We had control of the middle yesterday. I think it's because he played Coyote, he played Noble, and he played my favourite Alex Song in there. And I do think, even though they had lots of possession, I do think we controlled the game. And Van Gaal was not correct at all. We had many. It could have. Bilic was more correct. It could have been 3-2, 3-3. Whatever, but I do think that was. I just wonder if that's going to be the way going forward in the away games, and with Antonio certainly has pace, which suits an away game counter-attacking team. Before we wrap up, there's been some rumours, Charlie. Reece Oxford rumoured to be with Manchester United and Arsenal bids. How can you see that playing out? What do you want to happen? What's your views on that?
It's one of these ones where someone who is quite young all of a sudden gets a name for himself for playing one game, and every club under the sun tries to pay like way over the odds for him. I don't think the owners have been very clear in saying that we're no longer a selling club, and saying that those days are past us. He's not worth 8 million now, but potential is it's infinite. How much can someone be worth if you don't know how good they're going to become? We shouldn't sell him, just because we need as many youth players as we can moving through into the stadium. It's going to become a bigger and bigger deal, and younger players want someone to look up to, and if they see someone who's near their age playing for the first team in the Olympic Stadium, they're going to try harder, become better, and everything. So we shouldn't sell him, and I don't think we will. I actually trust the owners on this one to keep him, but he's not worth 8 million right now. It's all potential, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it'd be mad to sell him for 8 million, having said that, because he's clearly a class act and he can be worth, you only got to look at what's happened to John Stone. So, yeah, I think, we keep him regardless. City moving into the Olympic Stadium sends out the wrong message. Right, just before we finish, final words to Scott there. Same team for next week, Scott?
Yeah, I'd like that. That midfield just solid in front of the back four really helps us. So that kind of format, that kind of work rate will do us next week. It's going to be an harder game next week.
Yes, indeed. Well, we'll all be there, and hopefully we can enjoy a win. But thank you for joining me, gentlemen. I'd just like to say as well, the West Ham fans were fantastic yesterday. Man U fans were absolutely silent. We made lots and lots of noise, lots of singing all game. Was a brilliant, entertaining 0-0 draw. And you can look at this on hammerschat.boards.net. You can view this, subscribe to the podcast. thewesthamway.co.uk will also be hosting it. So, yeah, thank you to everybody. Cheers, fellas, for interrupting your Sunday roasts to join us. And I will speak to you very shortly.